It's Thursday.
Howdy.
It's 5 o'clock Eastern, 10 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. in Vancouver, 11 a.m. in Honolulu.
Ooh.
And here we are, Analysts After Work, Vince coming at you, joined by the always amazing Stephen Q. Jones. I know
Q.
Q is not. I like using Q as a middle name because it's like, ooh, I wonder what it stands for. Steve Jones, what's going on, buddy?
Craziness. Craziness. It's my given. That's my steady state.
This, yeah, yeah, because you never know what is normal. Like, and how you get used to something that's not normal, but it feels normal because it's like it's just normal.
Yeah.
But yeah, now you know how this usually goes, and I don't get to use the okay. We better ask a question before Steve gives me grief because you're on the
It's
show
me.
this time. You're here, so you know the question.
I am drinking an Irish whiskey with a little ginger ale. Irish whiskey from County
What
Cork.
I was so what any particular brand? What are you rocking?
I forgot the name. I was looking at the bottle 2 minutes ago. Just forgot.
Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah, there's no excuse. I'm sorry.
Water for me. No, you know, I think it made more sense. We may have to switch away from that um, as an opener because I mean that was a very 2022 thing.
We needed
And it's
it
like
for
we're
COVID.
just back to normal now. We needed it then. Now it was just back to normal. Um, Fantastic. And I think we're still waiting on our second guest, Rob. Rob will join when he joins, which is all good. Um, but yeah, here we go. Uh, Rob said he's in the wait. Oh, all right. Apparently, Rob's in the waiting room. I didn't even know there was a waiting room.
The back room.
This I don't see him.
Oh,
So he does he maybe have a
different.
different link
Could be.
than the one that you got? All right. Well, isn't this all fun, folks? Um,
We're live.
we be clubbing. How am I gonna do this? I'm gonna have to just take a picture of it and send it because I can't. I'm on multiple devices here. Oh, Rob, this is I gotta say, not a great start to his Analysts After Work career.
All right. We'll go. I'll send it to him.
Uh, yeah, let me just snap a pic. There we go. All right, all the logistical stuff, folks. That usually you don't get to see. It's happening. It's happening live. Um,
Oh, yeah.
I just sent him a picture. Hopefully, he just types it in. It's good to go. Uh, in the meantime, Steve, it's been like forever since we hung out, or it
That's
feels
right.
like forever. It's been
Boston.
2 weeks. It's been 2 whole weeks.
But it's been a hectic 2 weeks.
Right, but we had. I mean, I
We had
would
a good time.
say we had a good time, right? Like, um, one of the things that I really enjoy about coming to Boston is just the chance to kick it with you and the traditions of our evenings out. And speaking of evenings out, here's Rob Hunter. But keep going with that, Rob. I'm going to make you wait while Steve talks about the traditions of Boston Project World.
Well, the first tradition is Sunday night Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory.
where there's a bunch of us that go out. This time it happened to be mostly speakers and
Yeah.
a couple attendees. Last year, I think we had 18 people and it was a 50-50 split. It was great.
And it's we haven't learned. I mean, this was the first year we learned our lesson, and we didn't need to, because I think this year it was like 7 or 8 of us.
Yep.
But usually we roll in around 7, and we're like, table for 30, please. And they look at us like, no, it's like
That's
a
not
2-hour
true.
wait. That's not happening. It
See?
has happened before.
Not like that. Not like that. I always had prior information.
Okay.
They just didn't have a waiting list. You had to have somebody there before the clock started.
Which is when we would start. We started going early, and then we would just walk around. Like I would go shopping in the mall, and we just. I started referring to it as establishing a beachhead at Cheesecake Factory. Like it's Steve, let's go establish a beachhead. Like,
yep.
And then so that's Sunday. Let's bring Rob in because he's there and I see him. All right, and then we'll talk about the Monday tradition. Rob
Rob's
Hunter
at the head of the table,
making his debut. Well, he was in like the child seat, right at the front. But Rob, welcome, making your debut on Analysts After Work. Welcome. And you're not on mute, but we can't hear you.
Oh, no.
How's that? Is that better?
There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Switching microphones, making it happen. Okay. I was at the child's table, but the child's seat is the perfect place for me. You guys know me well enough now. Me and my antics.
Well, yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, your antics are fine. It's not that. It was just funny because we were in like, I think we were 8 or we were 7. So we ended up with a booth and then just tacked a chair on.
Yep.
And so it's like, it's fine. It's fine.
What would they say? It was going to be an hour and a half wait if we wanted a table for all of us, or they said, we have a booth. If you put Rob at the end, we can seat you in 10 minutes. We're like, we'll take that.
Which is like all day that you take that deal. Rob, again, it's your debut, so you may or may not be familiar with the traditions of this show, since we're talking about traditions. But we always start because Steve Jones gets really angry if I don't ask people what they're drinking today. So what do you got for us?
I have in my water bottle a little martini. I just didn't,
Okay, not what I was expecting.
Yeah. I mean, when in Rome, put a little martini in here.
When he led with in my water bottle, I'm like, oh, okay, water. Because I've got water in my Game of Thrones stein.
Very nice. Very nice.
So
Steve, I think I saw whiskey, some type of whiskey in yours.
Yeah, Steve's got some Irish whiskey.
Irish whiskey.
Very nice.
From Cork, but he doesn't know from
Cork
what
County.
brand. So it's just Irish whiskey. All right. So let's get back to the traditions, because this is one of the I fly in early so that I can partake of these traditions, and I stay late so that we can get to Monday night's tradition, which is, Steve,
legal seafood,
which is still a name that baffles me. Because I go in wondering, is there an illegal seafood?
Not by name.
Fair enough. But it's such an odd name for a company, for a restaurant. Legal seafood. I mean, I hope so. But the legal seafood, and we have traditions within the tradition of the lobster roll, which is, I mean, if you're gonna go to New England and not have lobster, what's wrong with you?
I like the twist that we put on it last year.
We did innovate that with the chipotle aioli. Like we've innovated. It's not, we're gonna get like the hot butter. It's like pedestrian.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, he's fine. Rob, I know you've been coming out to the Project World events for a little bit, and you're from the Boston area. right?
Originally, yes.
Or kicking it New England style.
Yeah.
So, I mean, tell us about your Boston experience, or a couple firsts for you in Boston as well. So, how was Boston? How was
It's a
that?
great event. You guys know it's just an awesome
I know.
event because we get to hang out. And
Yes.
when you get in the circuit world and you get into the PMBA side of things, you get to see Steve, you get to see Vince, you get to see all of our friends and hang out. And that's why these traditions are so important because, you know, when you travel a lot and you're speaking and you're doing workshops and you're helping business analysts and project managers, you're all over the place. So it's nice to be able to come and hang out. And this was our second Boston round. So now I've known you guys for a little bit over a year and we're homies now. That's the best part, is really getting to see what you guys have been up to, hanging out with you guys. So I'll go back to my first. You know, first you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Who are these people? But you guys are so nice and welcoming for the most part. Vince
We're okay.
aside, but, you know.
No, hey, I know who I am. It's fine.
Yeah. But we laugh. We have a good time. It's good to catch up over those meals and those traditions. And that's one of the things that I love about what you all do at the PMBAs is you have these traditions so we can connect. And it's not just for speakers and people doing workshops. Anyone can join us and hang out. Why not? Because that's the best part of these conferences.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, like we've the Legal Seafood Cheesecake Factory tradition for actually, I was just coming back from Vancouver, and we were talking about some of these, because there isn't really a tradition in Vancouver, which is like, oh, it's weird. But like, you know, Legal Seafood Cheesecake Factory, that's Boston. The Hans after party, right? That's Orlando. Going for poutine Monday night, that's Toronto. Right? Like they all have their own. Looking at the furries, that's Chicago, right? Like have you done Chicago, Rob?
I have not done Chicago. Amy was there this year, my wife. I did not.
Okay.
Scheduling wise, wasn't able to go.
Yeah, Amy Yak, who friend of the show, she beat you by 1 week making her debut on the show, because Amy was on last week with Mindy. Great, which was a very interesting show.
The two of them and you.
With the two of them and me, this is like
not quite a Jen's episode, but
no, no, nothing will ever top the Jen's episode, especially the first one. That was an absolute, you know.
By this point, you had already given up.
Oh, I'd already. By this point, I was like, "Yeah, I give up. You guys just talk. You guys just talk. I don't care."
Bridgerton.
So Rob, for context, if you haven't seen, I had, you know, the Jens, right? Well, you know at least two of the Jen Bedell, Jen Batten, and Jennifer Forrest, who was in DC. She's now living in Norway, or has moved to Norway. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we should do a show with the three Jens. It'll be fun." And I stupidly agreed. and they spent almost the whole show talking about Bridgerton, which I hadn't and still haven't seen.
I'm with you.
And I have no interest, right? And so, you know, I had nothing to contribute. They knew, and I think they were doing it to get a rise out of me. And so it's just like, yeah, whatever.
But they were also into it. They were deeply
they were into it. Yeah. Yeah. So I had this banner ready to roll. And it was just like, yeah, I give up. And I just let that run for the rest of the show. It's like, yeah.
Or you could say that you are incredibly innovative and giving, and you let the Jens take an opportunity to host a show.
Sure.
Everybody watching would know that was not.
And everybody
case.
watching would know that wasn't.
All right, you're
true.
lying.
I mean, you know, it's worth a try. It's all about spin. I come from a politics background, so it's all about spin. It's all about how you present it.
Fair enough. I'll say this. It wasn't the worst show. There have been worse shows. Not a lot of them.
It was entertaining.
I'm glad. I'm glad. You know what? I guess at the end of the day, if the audience is entertained, that's all that matters. Like, I could be awkward and whatever, but
The rest of us were entertained. You were not.
and I had no fight that day either. It was like, okay, we're gonna move on and talk about something else. No, we're talking about Bridgerton. All right, fine. I guess it's fine.
I, like you, Vince, have never seen an episode, so I do not know anything about it other than it was the rage. Every year it pops on and people go nuts.
Well, I mean, it was one of those COVID shows, right? Like, would anyone have watched Tiger King if we had choices? Like, and I'll say that was the one of the few shows where it just kept getting stranger and stranger. Like, it almost felt like at the end of every episode, it was like, what?
Exactly. I mean, you've heard of crazy people, but
yeah,
having to sit through that, it was rough.
It's not even having sit through that. It's how is that a real person's life? You know what I mean? Sure. Like the whole, I don't even know where to start. The whole thing was just how is this a person alive and living in this world that we cohabitate? I couldn't. I get that my worldview might be a little bit more narrow, but like, I could not fathom how does this person, how do I share the same continent as this person? As Joe Hollywood or whatever the hell I don't even remember his name anymore. Joe something. Joe Tiger Man. I don't know.
Tiger King.
I know he's Tiger King, but like, I gave him a name, Tiger Man. Like, like Spider-Man. He's Tiger Man. But I digress. So it's been a couple interesting weeks since we last kicked it. I happy to talk about Vancouver, although I was the only one there, so context is a little bit lacking. Steve, we were talking. Let's move into something, because I'm finding every show needs a little bit of business analysis talk in addition to the random nonsense. Yep. We were just talking about a pretty interesting. You've had an interesting last couple days.
Yes. So, being a business analyst and being in the corporate world, we see a lot of need for cybersecurity. And where I work, there's a heightened sense of awareness and a lot of training for cybersecurity. So I am maybe not fully, but I am fairly in the know. And last week I did a fair bit of traveling and was visiting family. My schedule changed. So on my way back, I had to stop off to visit my mom, which was originally unscheduled. We rescheduled it because of weather. And after a 4-hour drive, I arrived. I'm in the house for about 5 minutes. She calls me up that she's in the office. I'm like, okay. And I see her at the computer. My mom is not a computer person. She has a tablet. That's typically what she uses. So I immediately knew something was a little strange.
Askew.
Yes, it was askew for sure. So I walk a little closer and I see that she's on the phone, and she rolls back and she's not at the keyboard anymore. And I hear a thick accent on the phone. She's referring to the person as Sean. I'm like, well, those two things don't seem to jive very well. And then I look back at the computer and I see the mouse is moving. And it's now entering characters that I'll show up as asterisks. So it's a password field. And then I look to see what the site is. It's her bank. I'm like, what's going on? What?
Abort.
Stop! What are you doing? She's like, what do you mean? I said, hang up. I'm being told to hang up, and thankfully she's on a landline. So I reach over and just hang up the phone. I kill the browser, search to find the remote desktop connection, kill that, and then turn off the Wi-Fi. And she starts to yell at me. She's like, I've been on the phone for nearly 2 hours. Why did you do that? That sounds, everything that I know, that sounds entirely scammy. If it's legit, I'm sorry. But nothing about anything that just happened that I witnessed in 30 seconds indicated that that was legit. And I went through a bunch of the things that I picked up from our cybersecurity trainings. And I said, do you have a lot of exposure in whatever those accounts are? Yeah. I said, we're going to the bank right now. Put some shoes on. We're going. We're not waiting. We're going right now. Thankfully, the bank is 5 minutes away, and we see one of the bank managers, and we immediately get on the phone with their fraud line tech support. So after 2 hours, we got confirmation that these people were able to see her accounts, and then they also confirmed that the password change that was about to happen was interrupted, so it didn't happen. And so thankfully nothing was touched, but because they were able to see things, shut down all the accounts, and the bank, working with the bank, was fantastic. Just, I'm getting energized right now talking about it.
Stephen R. Jones to the rescue.
So finally wrapped all that up, took care of contacting the credit bureaus, put out fraud alerts, put a freeze on things, and thankfully nothing happened. But all the training that I get, I need to start sharing that with my family more. They say Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Well, we hear it all the time because we're in a lot of tech-heavy industries, but we got to share it with family members who may not be.
Steve, and as you're telling this story, I'm just thinking, one of the last conversations we had a couple weeks ago was, I need a new conference presentation. I think you just found it. Because to me, that's super valuable, right? And it's not just like, you don't only need to be concerned with cybersecurity when you work in cybersecurity. I think it's general business awareness, but also, how do you tell your family members about cybersecurity, right? Like, I think that I feel like I gotta tell my mom now, because I could see that happening. Sadly, hopefully not, but good. I don't know. So, Stephen W. Jones to the rescue in the nick of time. Well done, sir. Well done.
It was maybe 5 seconds away from completing that password, and she would have been completely
done. Yeah, good for you, man. You're like Gandalf. You showed up at exactly the time that you needed to be there.
We just need to get you a big staff /wand, Steve, so you can just be like cybersecurity Gandalf.
I do have a 6-foot titanium prosthetic because I play defense.
Change my password.
Nice.
You shall not infiltrate my accounts. There's something here, man. There's definitely Stephen D. Jones. Consider it. Consider it.
Cybersecurity Jones over here.
Cybersecurity Jones. I can hear I'm hearing the basketball Jones, like that song. Anyways, good stuff, man. That's we all have a duty to educate, to share what we know, and I think that's a great illustration of why that matters, right? Because it's that's it's sad that exists.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you were there. And as Leslie said, like, this is becoming a really prevalent challenge, right? Deepfakes enable exactly what Leslie's talking about here, right? Where you can actually take. Did you have a deepfake?
It sounded like it was my dad.
Okay.
Calling from a number I didn't recognize, and because he was having some treatment, being at an unexpected phone number wasn't totally unexpected. But I hear, "Hello, Stephen," and it kind of sounded like my dad. And then I was about to say, "Who is this?" Because I don't say yes, or if I'm not sure, I don't acknowledge anything. Like, can I ask who's calling? Something. So I reached out to him. I texted him. I'm like, "Was that you just calling? Because this is what I heard," and it wasn't.
Wow.
So it's crazy, and there's nobody else that sounds like him. So it was like kind of
sure.
It's just weird.
Yeah. I had I almost fell. Well, I thought I fell victim last week, where I got a call. So the big scam in Canada is you get a call from CRA, and you're overdue on making your payment, and for our American friends, CRA is the IRS of Canada. So you don't really want to be in their bad books. So that's the move, is like you get a call from CRA saying, you owe some money, or, whatever, if you want to avoid jail time or whatever. And so I got a call. I've recently incorporated my business, and I got a call saying, just calling from CRA to confirm some information. And I was in the middle of doing other things. So this was, shame on me as well.
You weren't being present.
I wasn't being present. And so, I was like, okay, I was aware, and I'm like, okay, if we start to talk about like financials, I know that because CRA has all that info. And also it's a new business. There are no financials. I was like, I'm just calling to confirm some information. And just, it didn't feel right. Right. And it's like, I got, I'm Sharon from CRA. And I answered the questions. We closed off, and then there was just this feeling. So independently, shut everything down, logged off my computer, brought everything back up, just because I wanted to have a fresh search queue. Looked up the number, called CRA, and when the person answered, as I got through, they were like, "Hi, this is Phil, agent number, blah, 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 blah." And apparently that's their standard intro. And so now I'm like, oh my God. Okay. All right. Not good. Anyways, jump into the end. It was a legitimate call. They just didn't intro themselves and give their, like, they're supposed to give their credentials. They're supposed to give their agent number. They're supposed to give, like, and that's how you're able to, because you can always call back and validate that information, right? So it was a legitimate call, but for that, like, 30 minutes of it happened, I'm stewing on it, and now I'm going to call in and confirm. I was anxious because, because again, and I've done cybersecurity certifications. We do an annual cybersecurity review.
Yep.
I'm usually the first one that flags, phishing emails when they come into work.
Yep.
And it hit me too. So, you need to be vigilant. You need to be vigilant. That's
my big solution. Don't answer the phone. I never answer the phone if I don't know the number. That's big step number one. I'll try to get the voicemail to sort it out. Maybe leave one. because I'm so afraid of that. A buddy of mine got a call that told him he was late for court. He didn't pay a speeding ticket or something like that. And he's like, really? And he starts talking to them. And he's ended up having a 45-minute conversation about, you're going to get arrested, same type of thing, Vince.
Yeah.
And you don't know because you don't want to go to jail. So you play it out, and he ended up figuring it out, but it took a while. That's how sophisticated this one was. That, he's a smart guy. He used to be a cop. So you guys are talking, right? In your jobs, you're trained for this, and it's still getting by you in a way because it's being updated all the time. They're coming up with new ways. They study human psychology. They know little buttons to press for us. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's the social engineering, right? It's like that's harder to break down. It's like I've seen some on TV where it's like, my husband told me to call today and transfer this, and I've got the baby, and they have like sound effects of like a baby crying and like the like it's like, can you just help me please? I don't have his password, but can you just help me please? Like, and it works. Like, and that's the scary thing. If it didn't work, they'd stop doing it. It works.
And they get money.
And they get the money. All right. Well, okay. So I guess all's well that ends well. It was a stressful situations. Speaking of stressful situations, Rob, Boston Rob, with your was that a debut keynote?
It was a debut keynote.
So talk to us about that.
Yeah.
Number one, it was awesome. It was so much fun. I got to share some communication lessons that I learned. I did an undercover broadcast. I was a radio broadcaster for 27 years. And we went to the Mexican side of the Arizona-U.S. border. And we snuck into Mexico. And I get to tell that story really around this migrant named Armando that we met in the desert. And what that taught me about communication, more specifically, how do you look at someone who has a completely different point of view than you do? So here's a man who's about to die in the desert from Hidalgo, Mexico, outside of Mexico City, that's walking his way back in the United States, literally. And his group that he was with left him behind with no food and no water. So being able to share that story to hopefully encourage people to see when I'm stuck on something and I have a point of view. You just mentioned it, Vince, right? Sometimes we have a very narrow point of view. One way to broaden it, find someone who has the opposite point of view, the opposite experience of you, and dig into it a little bit and see how that goes. I'm sorry, I thought there was a woman walking by in a bikini outside my house. So, but not that type where you'd be like, oh, hi. It was very jarring, but nonetheless, she is clothed. So
well,
okay.
not just that. I mean, just for those that are joining and wondering, why would anyone be wearing a bikini? Rob, you do live in Phoenix. It's pretty hot there, by what I understand. So that would explain the bikini or
we're still mid-80s,
bathing suit of some.
Good. Yeah, I don't know how to translate it to Celsius for you, Vince. I'm not that mathematical.
That's cool. Sorry, what is it?
We're probably about 80 right now.
Yeah. So the general quick math is, if you want to go from Fahrenheit to Celsius, it's -30 divided by 2.
Okay.
Right. So -30 gets us to 50, roughly 25, right?
Yeah.
25 Celsius. And it goes the other way too, right? Double plus 30, right? If you want to go from Celsius. It's not exact because the actual calculation is like -32 divided by 9 times 5. It's like,
it's like
I'm going to get you in the ballpark. I'm going to get you in the ballpark.
What we need, general idea. Within 5-10 degrees, we're okay.
Mm-hmm. So I was there for your keynote, Rob, and my key takeaway from it, and you let me know how this resonates with you, is that was crazy.
Yes.
like I'm all for an adventure. Sign me up, man. But an adventure to like a beach or a downtown, like Manhattan, Times Square, or a museum or something. Sign me up, man. To sneak over an international border and
one of the roughest parts.
yeah, you are certifiable, my friend.
That's one way to definitely put it, Vince. There's no doubt about that. And I don't think we really thought about at the time. So this was back in 2007. So I'm on this radio team, and 5 of us go down and do this adventure. We were looking for trouble, but not quite the trouble that we really found ourselves in. We ended up talking to smugglers, people that sneak people into the United States. Especially at that time, it was a lot different as far as how people used to get in. They used to literally, there was a border patrol station in southern Arizona, tiny little place. I think there's 200 people that live in the town on the Arizona side. And half a mile from that border checkpoint, there was very low fence, barbed wire. It was cut, and there was like a railroad tie. So it's maybe 3 feet high. So you can step over it, you can crawl under it. And hundreds of people used to do that every single day. So that's what we were looking for. We were looking for that source. So we go into this town. This tiny town in Arizona has a subsequent town on the Mexican side. And that town's even smaller, but it's a main hub. So I didn't even say this in the speech, before we got to the border checkpoint, Daryl, who was the host, was like, all right, you guys don't have to come with me, but I'm going. And we're all like, we're going. Of course we're all going. We're a team. We're a coalition.
Yeah.
So
Let's die together. No problem.
That's exactly right. Let's die together.
No problem.
And that's when we ran into the military. Like, they saw us go up a hill, and the military was like, no, y'all better leave. But we weren't sure, because even back then.
Your military.
The Mexican military.
Military
in Mexico.
Because you said y'all, so I just assumed.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah. The Mexican military shows up. And at this point, we don't know, Vince, Steve, if they're drug cartel employees, because there's tons of corruption. So we're trying to play it cool. And their message was, get out of here now. Do not wait. Do not pass go. Go directly to the border checkpoint and get out of here. Of which, about 2 minutes later, we get stopped by a federale. Same problem. You don't know if they're corrupted, if they're not. And then right after we left the cop, this guy came up right behind us. We were in this Jeep, and this guy pulls up like maybe 2-3 feet from our bumper, and he's following us as a van is pulling out in the street to block us. So it got pretty hairy. So we had those 3 interactions. Luckily, Gary, who was our engineer, and this guy was not the type of guy you'd look at and go, this guy knows how to maneuver out of trouble. But he was driving the Jeep, and he thought quick, and he went off-road, went around the van, and got us to the border checkpoint. But that's what you're saying, Vince. I am certifiable because I was generally excited while I was there. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get arrested. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think adrenaline. If you found yourself in that situation, right? I think adrenaline helps you out. You put yourself in that situation, right? Like, that to me is completely different.
That was voluntary.
Because it's like, we're gonna go do this, guys. It was almost like you were playing chicken with your boys, and nobody wanted to say, okay, you know what? Let's just get a mojito and just sit by the beach, sit by the pool. It baffles me, but like, this is why people skydive, but not for me, right? Not for me. Were you now that friend of the show Amy was here last week? Were you married at the time, or like, did you have to sell this to someone else that like actually maybe cared about you?
Those stories, Vince. We were not married at the time, but Amy, friend of the show, we were dating. We were together for 8 years at that point, 7.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We took the long, slow route to get married. It took me 10 years to get married, but
fair enough.
Yes, but this was one of those you ask for forgiveness, not permission type things.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We didn't really know how far into Mexico we were going to be able to go. And when we got there, we didn't tell our boss at the radio station, who in your guys' world might be your boss or your product owner or something like
Sure.
that. So we didn't tell him. We're like, well, we're gonna go do this. We're like, nope, we're just gonna stay on the U.S. side of the border. So we didn't tell anybody what we were doing, just in case.
Awesome.
But had backup plans
For plausible deniability.
Yeah, a little plausible deniability.
Fair
exactly. Enough. So I don't remember if I ran it by my Amy or not. It's doubtful that I did. It was probably just like, nah, it's kind of a spur of the moment thing. And cell phone service in 2007 was not quite what it is today. So it wasn't, especially we're in the middle of nowhere, no signal. So we just decided to do it, and we'd figure it out later. But thankfully, we lived to tell the tale.
See, now I'm gonna use that going forward, where it's like, you didn't do this. Hey, I also didn't sneak into Mexico.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you have a bar.
Yep.
Yeah, that's now the bar, and like,
Who did that?
What I do,
Rob.
Yeah. You can talk to Rob if you want. Like,
Yeah,
he'll tell you. Well, listen, sometimes people do things for the story, to be able to tell the story. I don't get that vibe from you. I think you genuinely, like, I got the impression through this, and also through your keynote, like, that was professional curiosity, right?
Yes.
And so it wasn't just like, I'm gonna go do it so I can take pictures and put it on Instagram. Like, I don't think you'd do that anyway, but like, I'm gonna go do it so that I can take the picture and prove what a gangster I am, right? I don't think that's the case for you. And so, like, and the whole time I would have been thinking about, like, running into a gang of Danny Trejo, like and I just keep hearing machete kills, like,
yeah.
machete.
Well, the guy who was driving the Crown Vic was a white Crown Vic that was right behind our Jeep. He had that look. Like,
right.
He pulls out, and we were like, "Oh, this guy means business. We need to go."
He's scary looking.
Yes, exactly. And you're right. I mean, it was journalism to its core. We really,
Sure.
It was the big issue when we moved to Arizona in 2007. That's all anyone was talking about. There were protests in the streets, both sides. There was very anti, very pro, and the language was very aggressive on both sides. So the idea came to me. I'm like, well, I'm listening to these people talk and yell and scream, but what's the truth? That's where the journalism came in. We wanted to find out how complex the border actually is, and is it really the most dangerous part of America? Yeah, it is. yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, it has the potential to be, right? Like, I think, and I would say, that's an issue that persists to this day. Like, and we go back to 2007. That was the end of the Bush years, right? So, this isn't even like a partisan issue. It's just an issue, right? Because we've had successive alternating of who's in charge since then. So again, glad you made it.
Glad you made it out.
What? Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Don't get it. Don't understand. Don't have to.
Nope.
So, good for you.
There's enough of us weirdo journalists out there that want to find the truth and get as far as we can without dying.
Yeah.
Sometimes risk it to see if we can put some pieces together that aren't normally put together.
So where are we going next?
Oh, it's a good question. That is a good question.
Because that journalistic sense, it doesn't leave you.
No, I just went to Africa on a similar idea. So the long and short of the story is, my Amy and I met a guy in Paris who we became fast friends with. He was from West Africa, and he's like, I'm going to go film this documentary about the food that we eat there. And then he's like, would you want to go with me? And I'm like, okay, cool. We just met like 4 days ago, whatever it was. I'll go.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, because you think Africa, I always think safari. I thought I was going to see the beautiful giraffes and the elephants. Didn't see any of that. Went to Senegal, went to Togo, went to Ghana and Nigeria. Probably the countries I never would have thought I ever would have ventured to, but that spirit, Vince, was there still. That spirit of going to the Mexico border and seeing what's happening.
Right.
Like, yeah, let me go see what's happening in Ghana. Why not?
And
It's
that was
that
a great
Lewis and
story over
Clark.
drinks.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that story over
You
drinks.
missed that one.
You're gonna have to retell that one next time. But it's that adventurer's spirit, right? It's like finding the next rush almost.
In a way, yeah.
Right? Like, and again, I feel at this point those days are behind me. I'm old now.
Maybe
and
next time
I
it's
know
the mean streets of Toronto.
What's that?
Maybe next time it's the mean streets of Toronto.
No, I keep you guys safe in Toronto.
Poutine only. That's what we do.
I keep you guys relatively safe.
Which we appreciate.
You'll notice when we do walk, I'm like the tour guide. Okay, everyone, on this side, with the hand gestures and everything. Okay, everyone, eyes on me. This building is the CBC. Like, this is where our Canadian broadcast content comes from.
Why you see those protesters over there that we're going to avoid by
Yeah.
going over this way.
Yeah, that's happened too. This is where the G20 was, and so I don't know if you guys remember back, like it would have been probably around that time. I was working in an office right across the street from the convention center, and the G20 and the G7 were being held in Toronto. It was a big thing. They set up barriers around the downtown. It was like you had to get citizens had to get a special card to access to prove that they worked there, which was really weird. But I remember I was on like the 14th or 15th floor, and you hear this like, and it was Air Force One coming in behind the convention center because it's a big open field. And I'm watching and I'm like, this is really cool. And then around the time that because it disappeared behind the building, and then you just feel everything shaking. I'm like, oh my God, somebody blew up Air Force One. That was what was running through my head. Like, somebody blew up the timing was like, or it crashed or whatever. No, it was an earthquake. In perfect timing, there was an earthquake of 2 or 3 on the Richter. Like, it wasn't a massive earthquake, but I felt the building shaking, and so like that was.
Which president was it again? I just want to check it.
That would have been. I want to say it was 2009, so it would have been Obama.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 2000. I could probably look up when was the G20 held in Toronto, but G20 in Toronto.
Obama arrives in Toronto, immediately causes earthquake. That's probably what I said on the radio.
Man, when was it? 2010. So yeah, 2010. It was Obama. 2010. But yeah, like, yeah, I'm sure you would have had. You were in radio. You had to sensationalize things a little bit, but
sometimes
Obama
except when the military
international incident
right there. Yeah, there's no need to sensationalize that. You're just like, this is actually
that was enough. That was it was one of those, like, sometimes reality is stranger than fiction, right? Like, I almost feel like we're living in some of those times right now where it's like things are happening. It's like, that's a joke, right? This is satire, right? Like,
I know we're all living in an episode of The Simpsons. I think I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, without making it too political, it's like, I don't know that we should be taking medical advice from Dr. Oz. Like, I don't, because we have so in Canada we have our own Dr. Oz. It's a guy named Dr. Ho. And Dr. Ho isn't really is Vincent Ho, oddly enough. Dr. Ho sells like medical, like, devices to like give you massages and stuff. I don't know that I want to take medical advice from him. I don't think he's practicing anymore. So, like, I think if he was elected to Parliament, it would be like, the hell's going on here, folks? Can't Canadians get it together? And yet, I saw Dr. Oz on TV today, and I was like,
it's not that different.
I know this is like dangerous waters, though, because you never know. But like, I don't know. That's just it's like reality has become satire, or satirical at least. But
well, it's fresh on the mind too, Vince, because we all did just live through a pandemic, and if you listen to any information, it was, you don't know what was true and what was not, who was guessing, who wasn't, where was this data coming from. There was so much thrown at us. It became very easy not to trust any of it because you couldn't really source it. And as a broadcaster during the pandemic, it became very hard to really weed through all of that and to try to provide people with some general sense of A, calm, and B, reality test, because you're just not quite sure anymore who's doing what for what reason.
And to me, I think that is the thing that hits the hardest, right? Like, those there's all, and we have them too. So this isn't a Canadian American thing. But do your own research. No, I'm not an expert. Like, I'm going to let the experts do the research and tell me. But to your point, Rob, and I do, for what it's worth, I do agree with you, right? Like, there is so much misinformation that you don't know what you should and shouldn't believe. And that to me is the saddest part of all of this, is like, we have people that have dedicated their lives to understanding, viruses, to developing health policy, to, like, we have people. I don't need to do any research. I just, you do that. But that distrust is it's poison. Sorry, what's that, Steve?
But are they compromised?
So that's the thing, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm naive, and I hope there's some integrity. But
you flash
maybe
enough
not.
money. I mean, doctors in the 60s, 70s, and 80s doing commercials, writing off on, this is great for you.
Yeah,
they were just paid a bunch of money.
Strengthens your lungs. I know, and that's what makes this so difficult, is like that distrust is like, I don't know who to believe anymore.
Yeah,
but I also
trust but verify. But
fair
now
enough.
With so many things, it's no, don't trust anything unless you found somebody that you trust giving you information. And even then, you don't know if they've been compromised.
And even then, you don't know what their motivations are, right? And so, anyways, it's we're living in some interesting times, and yet none of it compares to sneaking across the Mexican border. That's still
I don't know. You guys deal with your cybersecurity threats is pretty realistic, right? It's a different type of threat, but even gets back into what you're just saying. It's almost, there's too much going on. Our brains and our bodies can't process it all. So you just have to kind of do your best with what you know and what you got, I think. Do not sneak across the border. Don't do it.
Don't do that. But like from an evolution standpoint, the amount of information we get on a daily basis has not kept up. Like, our brains have not kept up with that. So I think there's something to that, Rob, is we are being, and eventually there will be a genetic mutation that allows the brain to process that information that much faster. But we're talking, like, evolution is a slow process, right? And it's gonna get worse for us. So what I hope is that we don't go down the road that leads to what is now becoming a documentary, Idiocracy. Right? Like, that's what I hope. I hope we don't go down that road. Because I mean, when I watched that movie the first time, I'm like, this is obviously a joke. And now, I mean, I just said it's becoming a documentary, like the Costco City, or the President Camacho. Terry Crews always kills me. For those that haven't seen it, stop watching this show right now. Or wait 4 minutes, because we're almost done. Wait 4 minutes. See, Rob, I need media training. Never should you say stop doing this with me. In 4 minutes, go and rent or watch or download or whatever the movie Idiocracy. Terry Crews, chef's kiss, as President Camacho, former MMA fighter, now president of the United States. He is amazing. He is amazing.
His middle name is Mountain Dew in the movie because Mountain Dew, to Steve's point, bought and paid for him. So
right.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
And we all have Bronzo because it's got what we need.
Rondo.
Thank you. Not Bronzo. Bronzo.
I'm looking up where to stream it now because I think
it was on Netflix for a while. I don't know where it's at now though.
So there was a movie that came out before it that has also come true.
Okay.
Called PCU with Jeremy Piven.
PCU. I don't know that one.
That's a good throwback.
I gotta look. 1994. My God.
Yeah. Idiocracy is only available for rent at the moment, but it's only $3.99. Okay. Worth the investment. Or just buy it for $12.99. Whatever.
Or just buy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, who is in this movie? I gotta check this one out because this did not get on my radar.
2 names. Jon Favreau.
Jeremy Piven. Jon Favreau. Yeah, I
don't know anybody else.
Doesn't matter.
David Spade. Jake Busey.
That's right.
No, David Spade, Jake Busey. But very, very minor roles. All right. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Thank you.
But that's also become a documentary.
Deliver value here.
How so, Steve? Remind me. It's been a while since I've seen PCU.
Yeah.
The protesters. So every group on campus has a name. I forget what the protesters were called or what they were referred to as, but basically every week it was a new thing to protest.
Mad about something.
And at the end of the movie, they were protesting about protesting. And they were, one group brought signs to hand out. And this particular group is like, no, I'm all set. Pulls out a Sharpie and her own sign, pressed a button. You see like an extendable umbrella. So it shot out and then expanded, and it was the sign. So she was able to start writing on it right away. It's like
whatever I need to fill in. Protest of the day. I love it. Because we're just so mad. We need to chill. We need to have martinis and chill. That's it.
You know what?
Here.
That is a great way for us to wrap. We just need to chill. Great way to end the show. Before we do end, I'd like to give folks that join, and Rob, again, your first time, so I'm going to let you go first. I'll give you a minute to think about it, but it's like, what words of wisdom, what final thought do you want to leave with those that have joined us today, and will watch at some point?
Yes. Here's my words of advice. My favorite group of all time, Vince and Steve, is Outkast. And what I love about Outkast, they did things differently. Yep. So I know that you, watching us, have great ideas that go against the grain. So I'd encourage you to tap into your Outkast and broadcast it. Put it out there and let us see that brilliance.
I
maybe
like that.
Not go to Mexico.
Don't go to Mexico.
Maybe not
before we go to Steve. There's an admin staff at my kid's school, and her name is Miss Jackson. And I every time did you give it to Miss Jackson? I have to. I have to. I just do the ooh. Yep. I just do the ooh. I don't do the rest. But it's just like, did you say sorry to Miss Jackson? I have to.
So good.
I have to. Okay. Steve, you get the final word.
I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. We have lots of training on cybersecurity. Share with your family. The ones who might not know, help protect them, help them be safe. And if nothing else, help them have a healthy level of skepticism.
Love it. Well, Steve, Rob, thank you guys both. You don't have to go home, but
can't stay
just
here.
Hang out while we close out. Folks, thank you very much for joining. I saw Amy, I saw Leslie. Who else was here?
Mindy Bowe.
Okay. So I just see LinkedIn user. Are you following along on LinkedIn?
Yep.
So that was Mindy Bow. I'm sorry, Mindy. I didn't. It just says LinkedIn user. But folks, thanks for joining. Thank you for anybody that catches us on the replay. We're gonna be off next week, but we'll be back in a couple weeks with Patty and Grant joining us from the UK, and Patty's gonna probably try to make me draw something. So get ready for that.
This is Mr. Patty Danda.
Patty Danda and Grant Wright.
Nice.
Joining the show. Gentlemen, thank you again, and thank you for everyone for watching. This has been Analysts After Work. See ya.